this? Incredible! This is
The Grove Podcast.
Hot off the pitch.
I don't know what to say. Hello, welcome to the Grove Podcast, Hot Off the Pitch live stream. My name is Tabs. Joined with me today is Ian, aka Asking and Picks. This is our post-match instant reaction podcast. Yeah. How are you, Ian?
I'm not very well, Tabs. How are you?
Oh man, I don't think I've screamed so loudly in the house about a football match before, and it wasn't very pleasant. I had to apologise to the wife, the daughter, and the dog. Yeah. How are you doing? Not very good. But yeah, Arsenal 3, Leuven 1. So yeah, not a bad result for the women. No, let's not go there. Normally I'm one to try and find a bit of humour, find a bit of levity, find a bit of positivity, find something, and really, we've got a structure to this, a bit of a structure, but it's also in instant reaction. But I really am, quite lost for words. And look, if you're watching, then please provide some words. If you're watching live, please provide some words in the comments, and give us something to talk about, because that was shit, that was poor, that was worrying, that was stressful, that was unnecessary, that was bad, all of the above. And I don't know where to start. I think in my head I had the chant 2-0 and you fucked it up was going through my head as I was carried upstairs, and it just something didn't feel right. I don't know what it was, just throughout the first half, throughout the second half. Don't know. I can't put a hell. I think everyone thinks like we go 1-0 up in 5 minutes. Oh, okay, great. Okay, this is going to be fun. This is going to be easy. But we know, get the second, get the third, kill the game, and then we can rest up for the North London derby. And actually, seems to be our want recently. The worst thing we've done to ourselves is scoring, because maybe there's recency, but maybe I'm trying to find issues there, because we've scored against Leeds and we've scored against Sunderland and stuff like that. But there's also too many times where we've scored and then nothing. And so I don't know I don't know where you want to start. Do you want to provide your feelings on the game, on the performance? Do you want to do the structure, or just give me your raw emotional response?
Yeah, I actually noticed, and I'm sitting here with my hand over my mouth, I think subconsciously, because I'm about to lose my rag, I think.
Just do it. This is the whole point of this, is that it's your we're having a chance to pass it. So how are you feeling?
This is literally a raw reaction to it. Like, we've managed to turn like a real easy 3-0, 4-0 game, especially after scoring so early. We've managed to turn a 3-4-0 win into a horrible draw. Even if we'd have won that 2-1, I'd have still been very worried about the performance.
Yeah.
You and I were texting each other throughout that, and just give me 1 second, because in the background, right behind me, they're replaying the fucking Wolves equaliser. So I'm just gonna turn that fucking off very quickly.
Yeah.
And I just have no idea how a team who is the team who was so excellent early on in the season against the likes of Bayern Munich and Spurs at home, like that period. And I know we had a great win against Wigan, but I think you and I could have put up a fight against Wigan. And if we're being honest, this performance has been there for the last while. We haven't been great for a while. But we've been getting results. Like, you can excuse away to Brentford, because Brentford are a really good side. You can excuse.
I think we did well to get a point. Everyone was disappointed that we got a point.
Yeah.
But also we did well to get a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight was like the biggest bag of shit I've seen from an Arsenal team in a long time. I don't know if it's fatigue. I don't know if these players are just absolutely distraught in terms of how much they're playing, and distraught's the wrong word, whether they're just being stretched too much psychologically? Is it having an impact on them? There's just no world should exist where a team top of the Premier League fighting for the league title goes away to one of the poorest Premier League teams in history, goes 2-0 up, and still doesn't win the game. Like, there's just no version of that, and in the manner to do it. Like, I don't even know who to blame for that goal at the end. Like, David Raya.
Well, it's Raya. It's Raya because Gabriel had it under control between the two of them. But Gabriel had control, so Raya is leaning over Gabriel to get the ball. Just let him head it out. Let him head it, or communicate.
If there was no shout from David Raya, it was David Raya's fault.
Yeah,
because David Raya could have caught that with his teeth.
Yeah. Just let it. There was no pressure. It was two of them. They got in each other's way. Just sort of like Gabriel gets it away, holds it in hand, he rolls on the floor. The game over, Or Gabriel heads it away. Okay, we go again. But no, I would say it's Raya's fault for that.
Yeah,
one
I agree.
The thing, just clean everyone out. So just fucking take Gabriel out, get the ball, launch over him, just clean your own defender out. You get that ball. But it was neither one. It was a bit reminiscent, similarish, but not similarish to the Sunderland game where, end of that, and no one took responsibility or something like that. I don't know. Well, someone,
and like to just throw 2 points, 2 precious points away like that, and the narrative that we have to live with in the build up to the North London derby, that 2 or 3 days ago would have been an absolute walkover. There's the new manager element of it. I won't say bounce because we haven't seen him yet.
No.
There's the, like, it's just the world, the Arsenal world has just come crumbling down. Like, all of a sudden, it's like, how have we got here?
Well, is it all of a sudden, or is it just been, it's slowly, then bang, and look, okay, let's have some bit of structure. So look, the team was a really strong team. We have Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Hincapié, so back five, whatever. So Mendy, Rice, and Saka playing at number 10, fine. I think we wanted to see it after Wigan. No one was issuing. They'll be interesting. Again, it's Wolves. Martinelli, Madueke, Gyokeres. My only concern is Martinelli and Gyokeres is not a combination. Is oil and water for me. So if you have Gyokeres, you have Trossard. If you have Jesus, you have Martinelli. But I don't think we've seen a Martinelli Gyokeres game that's worked. But still, it's bottom of the table Wolves. They'd won one game in Ghana in the last 10. They'd drawn 4, lost 5 or something like that, letting a ton of goals. So this is Wolves. It doesn't matter who we put out. We should be able to put out the team we put out should be able to beat Wolves. And okay, conditions were a bit crap, and it did look like the pitch. No, these are stupid. Okay, the pitch wasn't running very well, but blah. That's not an excuse. It's mentality. It has to be a mental thing. It has to be because I don't think Arteta sends them out to be like that or to be cautious or to be that. So there's some sort of mental block there. The only thing I can say is okay, fine. Even if Man City win their one game in hand, we're still 2 points above them. It may be a ridiculous season where we go and win at the Etihad. We're so shit. we're giving away points to all these shit games, and then we go away and win at the Etihad, and then it is. So it's still in our hands. It's just fucking hell. Every time we've been given a chance to go 9 points, to go 9 points again, now to go 7 points, and this is the biggest chance of them all.
The league should be over nearly. Like, every time we've had the opportunity, as you said, to push points onto the board and put distance between ourselves and Man City, we failed to do that, and that's the sign of an incredibly weak mentality. Where it comes from, I don't know, because you get yourself into that incredible position to be able to push that far ahead by being incredibly mentally Obviously, it's a bit easier at the start of the season, like, because the pressure isn't there initially. But like, we just fail. We fail to take advantage, and there's just now today's result means now we have to go to the Etihad pretty. Like,
Well,
it doesn't mean
we can draw, I guess. But yeah,
but we could drop. But like, do you have any faith that we're not going to drop points elsewhere?
Well, no, and I think after the Tottenham game, we've got to be week off. We might do a season running type stuff. But yeah, it's no, yeah. If we're playing like this, we'll be dropping points. There's the one thing that you play to the level of your opposition. No, but we should be better than that. We are better than that, and we're not showing it. And I don't know how we're not showing it. And I don't know what, because and look, that first half. I mean, that first half, second half, it was all horrible. But as we go 1-0 up, but then they break up all the play with injury or feigning injury, going down, taking they knock out the rhythm, so we just can't get any momentum, can't get any flow, so you can't take advantage of that 1-0. And then Martinelli should make it 2-0. Like, Madueke has a shot, comes out, just lift it over the goalkeeper. Someone tell him it was a fucking cup game, and it's going in, but just lift it over the goalkeeper. It's very casual. It's all a bit casual, and where's that? And I don't think we thought it was too easy, but there wasn't that right. I don't think they felt under pressure, put them under pressure, attack after attack. The one thing we did do was crossing from the half space or from out wide to one person, Gyokeres, in the middle against three, and against big defenders, and that's not going to work. You get it central, take some shots, and just nothing was, in terms of the stats. That first half, right, 1.33 XG, and I think most of that is either the Saka chance or the Martinelli chance. It says here we had 7 shots, 3 on target, but I don't think there was anything really of note in that first half to write home about. It was just, it starts perfectly, but nothing. Yeah. The one thing maybe. Go on.
No, I was going to say that when we scored goal, Wolves looked like they'd never played football before in their lives. They just kept giving the ball away, passing the ball to Arsenal players, and we just kept passing it back to them. Like, that was one of the worst performances by a team I've seen in the Premier League. The first 20 minutes of that game, we may as well have been playing Wigan again. And I thought, here we go. Like, just punish these, put them to the sword. I said to you in a text, you have to be cutthroat in these situations. Yeah. And put the game to bed, so that if you do have your shit wobbles by the end of the game, it's too late. You're 3-0 up by half time, which we should have been.
Well, you don't have the shit wobbles because they're gone. At 2-0, there's they got the 2, and we'll get to that, but there's still something there. But at 3-0, 4-0, they're gone. They're done.
Yeah, if you would have told me after 20 minutes that game was going to end 2-2, I'd have laughed in your face.
Well, I don't know. There was a strange atmosphere. I think you said it, and Andy messaged me. It felt like we were sleepwalking into something. It was a really strange atmosphere. There was no. It was like a friendly, like a preseason match. There was no atmosphere, so the crowd was very quiet. So it was hard to generate intensity. There wasn't. If something resists, you put a bit more force into it. But if there's zero resistance, it felt like, because there was zero resistance, then we felt like we didn't have to try that hard, and we didn't feel like, right, is balsa wood in the way, and instead of just bashing it out of the way and just knocking it and blowing it down, it was sort of like just poking at it and without doing much, because and I don't think it was felt too easy. Just I don't know, it was just a really weird atmosphere, and it was a bit like the Tottenham. Well, here you go. It reminded me of in a way, Tottenham versus Man City. Man City go 2-0 up. There's a strange atmosphere. It's like, soccer aid, as Gary Neville was saying, and it's, oh, really? Are we going to be doing the same thing? And I was just don't give them anything. Don't give them anything. And then around 35 minutes, Wolves started to feel aggrieved about some decisions. Then they started putting in a couple of rough, hard challenges, winning the ball, and the English mentality of the crowd, and someone does a hard tackle and wins the ball and or whatever, oh yeah, and everyone gets behind it, and Mosquera's a fucking prick, getting he's a world-class dickhead, and then all of a sudden the crowd are in it, and a game of football breaks out, and they ended that strong. But it seems that, say, tactically, so mentally the players on the pitch is the issue, but tactically there's something about low blocks. They had 5-4, 5-4-1, and there's something that we're not able to do against that. So if they're going to play that, do we need Zubimendi and Rice? Put Eze and Saka on there. Do we need Zubimendi and Rice? This is where it is on Arteta. Come on, you know what you're coming up against. You know what they did. You know what they're going to do. Rice can cover that. We've got the 4 centre. You know what? Take Timber out of the front line, and so then you just got. So if you're having to worry about covering, don't have Timber go so far forward and have your most creative players. Because the amount of times in that first half, second half, lovely ball by Gabriel and Capio, but you throw enough shit, it will stick, and that's fine. But the amount of times it's Saliba on the ball or Timber on the ball in our most dangerous positions. So let Timber sit back, and we have the 4 there. Maybe push up one of them a bit, but don't be the most further forward. Get Saka and Eze in there, and Rice can sit there as well. And are we really that scared of Wolves? Really?
Yeah. It's hard to fathom. It's hard to fathom because we do. There is. I think Arteta's penchant is to just play his best midfield when he can, and his best midfield in his mind involves Zubimendi and Rice. And as you say, you don't have to do that all the time. It's this has been the most deflated I've been as an Arsenal fan in a long time. I say that as we sit 5 points top of the league table.
But I'm not deflated. I'm angry. I tend not to get angry at football, but this is the most anger of being at something. And look, you say about Wigan or Bayern Munich stuff. We know that cup games and Europe is different, and we're because we have space to get in there. But it is that low block, is that trying to break things down. Need to try and find something different, and this is ongoing, and so it's 2 things. One with that, but we're 1-0 up. Come on, why are we shitting the bed? We're 1-0 up, for God's sake. I thought we got rid of it. There's something. We seem to have this stupid gene going on. There's something in our minds. And look, we go into the second half and say, okay, 1-0, fine. Just don't do that. And we sort of started the second half a little bit more on the front foot, but actually we never got control of that game. We never had that period where we're pinning Wolves back. We did that, and then Hincapie scores a nice goal, and said it was after a little bit of pressure and nice. I mean, there was a bloody gap the size of the Nile that Gabriel could pass it into, and then Hincapie does well to finish it because he was under pressure. It was underneath him and stuff. Great, 2-0, fine. Just close out the game then. And. Yeah, everyone's thinking 2-0, okay, and then they get back into it, and look, it's a great goal, but that stemmed from not dealing with getting the ball away, not dealing with whatever pressure you're under properly, and then Hincapie just doesn't engage and gives him all the time in the world. He's still got to finish, and fair play, this shit happens, and that's why you need 2 goals, because shit like that happens. And shit happened twice. It was his first goal in 74 games. It was Wolves' first shot on target. And it's like, okay, fine, 2-1, make substitutions, no difference whatsoever. Actually made us worse. It made us worse. We had nothing. I don't know. I guess those are the substitutions we wanted, but I don't know. Yeah. What did you make of that second half?
I spent most of that second half standing up in front of my TV watching that, and that normally is, I do that if it's a tight game in the last 5 minutes or something like that. But I sensed something. Everybody could sense something wasn't right, and I was so nervous throughout the whole second half. I think Hincapie was still celebrating his goal when they got their first goal, and it is typical of Arsenal. Even though we played really poor, it's typical of Arsenal, and we've lost Habs. It's typical of Arsenal.
I'm still here, but for some reason my camera's gone. Can you hear me still?
I can, yeah. For some reason we concede goals from very little XG. Like I was saying, that as poor as we were, we weren't under crazy danger. They score a goal out of nowhere, and then we just shoot ourselves in the foot. Like, Wolves played half decently in the second half, but it was completely on us that they got back into that game. You can't say now if a Wolves fan was here, they may differ or they may feel different about it, but you couldn't say that Wolves were amazing and they dragged themselves into it. We handed them a point there and literally threw 2 points away.
No, we did. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'll just try and see if I can figure out this this camera. I don't know why it's suddenly stopped. Let me just take away.
I think your rage has a
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to leave. I just don't know what's going on here. Yeah, I don't know
but
what's happening. All right. Well, look, we'll just it is. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Why did we make it again? It's why we seem to have made it. We made it really hard for ourselves, just unnecessarily hard for ourselves. Again, as it comes on, does nothing. Yeah, I don't know. It seems some and then everyone was pulling stinkers. I was going to say, like, I mean, we haven't even done highlight, low light, and there was 0 highlight, and everything's a fucking low light. So we'll quit that one. And I was even thinking, like, okay, man of the match. And I couldn't think because, okay, there were some average performances. So you have Rice, okay, Gabriel, Saliba, okay, Hincapié, I guess he was doing all right, but again, Martinelli pulled a stinker. Saka didn't do a great deal in that position. Gyokeres was isolated and just everything bounced off him. Yep. Madueke, at least he was trying in the first half, trying to do something, but again, but no end product. Okay, I think they had that one shot, which Martinelli should score from, but nothing. And then the subs came on as a anonymous. Trossard, he had to go off. I think that was maybe concussion. Snide little, play on him, which unfortunately, it wasn't enough for a red, so he couldn't do anything more than that. That was missed. Who else go? But Martinelli pulled a right stinker today, and this is him. He can be so good 1 minute and just shocking the next. And even from their goal, their equaliser, Jesus at the other end. Again, it was like, what it reminded me of Villa game when Madueke lets the ball go out of play from the far right and all the rest of it. Jesus does the same when we're breaking clear. They go up the other end, scramble in the goal, ricochet, equaliser, and it's the same. And it just.
And even Martinelli had, I think it was at 2-1, Martinelli he broke out on the right hand side, and all he had to do was slide the ball across to Trossard for a tap in, and he delays. Now I actually didn't see a replay of it, so I don't know. Maybe he didn't have the ball under control, but it looked to me as though he had, and he just had to look up, get his head up 2 seconds earlier, slide the ball across, and it's 3-1 and game over. He was poor, and I'd say Declan Rice must be absolutely sick, kind of carrying these lads around. It's he was still doing his mopping up, but there's not much of that you can do, and. Yeah, like nobody, because I was thinking, knowing that I was coming on the pod, that I had to think of, maybe a man of the match or Arsenal's, standout performance. And I can't pick one. Like, apart from Declan Rice for a little while during the game, I can't pick anybody. It was
no, you're right. It was awful, and then we said, well, I messaged 19-year-old debutante. Incoming narrative, and so avoidable. And look, you say that sort of tongue in cheek. You hopefully you don't mean it, but and that's what happens. Again, if you look at the statistics overall, again, that was such a bad second half. Like 0.25 xG for them, 0.53 for us. They had 51% possession to our 49. They had 3 shots to our 3 shots. Blah blah blah. This isn't a game for the statistics. We could, this doesn't need. Oh, look, the stat said that. No. The eye test can tell you just how bad that was. And there's not a lot to say. So it sort of leaves us like City play a depleted Newcastle United. Okay, granted they won 6-1, but away. Great. Were they away to Kairat or away to Karabag?
Karabag.
Yeah, so they're having to come all the way. Oh no, Karabag, not Kairat. Okay, but still miles away. I'm guessing. So so they play City. They're without Grimrage, without Joe Linton. Okay, they had a decent win in the FA Cup against Villa, but that was against 10 men for a large chunk of it. So not expecting any favors there. So yeah, look, again, as we said at the beginning, we're still top. We're still top by 5 points. A lot of shit can happen. Okay, just but yeah, it's worrying, and yeah, we need City to shit the bed as well as us, which as much as this isn't the City of old. Somehow, as I think we said on other pods, and some of the players, they haven't been through this before, but I don't think they're playing under pressure. They've done this before. They've won Champions League. They don't need to win another league, so this is a nice to have. Of course, they want to win it, but they've been there, done that. The whole club has been there, done that. So they're not going to have that tension in the club. Like, I think, as much as Arteta says, there is going to be tension within Arsenal's walls until the end of the season. That won't happen at Man City. Yeah, they want to win, and yeah, it'll be, but it's not, in a way, the be all and end all, if you see what I mean. Or you say, well, yes, we want to win, but yeah, okay, it's not our first trophy in how many years, and we're not pulling our hair out to win this sort of thing. So they're just going to just be Man City, and yeah. I mean, just still look. It's not over. Okay,
no, of course it's not over. But the way we're going, Man City won't have to be perfect to overtake us. And I know, like, this is very raw reaction to what just happened, and we could pick it up, and we could go. I actually genuinely believe that well, this before I saw us tonight, that I was confident that we'll go to the Etihad and beat them. Like, if we really wanted to, if we really put our minds to it, and don't do the, sit back, and play for a draw game against them. Like, we could easily go and beat them. But the way we're playing, Man City, they could. It's like they don't have to be. They won't have to go unbeaten for the rest of the season. The way we're playing, we're not ruthless enough at the moment. We're playing teams that we should be beating. Even the Brentford game, and I 100%. And we've said this already. Like, in many ways, it was a good point. But I just think champions go to those places.
Yeah,
those really, really tough games, those tough away games against the less suited teams who are having a really good season, and they win. And they go and they take the 3 points. They're ruthless, and like, you look at Liverpool. Like, God, if you could put me back 2 weeks, Man City were still to play Liverpool away. We had Wolves away. There's a 4-point swing there that we didn't see.
I blame Alisson. There you go. It's all Alisson. It's all Alisson's fault we're in this position. And then Donnarumma makes that bloody save. And Wenger Faithful has put in, and he's corrected me. We're only 2 points clear. So actually, yeah. So we're only, if City win their game at hand, we're only 2 points clear. So again, still in our hands. A point at the Etihad would be enough, but yeah, it's 2 points. 2 points away. But yeah, it's amazing since then. Yeah, the momentum and momentums in seasons are amazing, and you get that. And so today, but even today would have been like, are you going to get any momentum? Phew, we got away with that. But we, it is really inexplicable to go to the bottom of the table team and give out a 2-0 lead, irrespective of the conditions, irrespective of whatever. There are no excuses,
Absolutely not.
And we'll hear it all. We'll hear it all. And look, I won't get angry. I'm angry at the result. I'm angry at how we played all this. I'm not, the players are going to say all the things that they're going to say, and that whatever. It's just what you do. He's going to say, pick ourselves up. It's a shame. Blah blah blah. We go again. It's not over. We know all the platitudes that are going to be said. I just think we just hide until 4:30 on Sunday on Sunday. So and look, let's have a quick look at how other people are feeling about this in terms of the three-word reviews. Feel free while I'm looking this up to let me know if you have one, Ian.
Yeah, my 3-word review at the moment is "fuck my life."
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, sorry.
Although, like, I was listening to the Arsenal Vision podcast, and Elliot said that he said that he gets the feeling that between today and Sunday, like it's a 4-point situation. He actually didn't think we'd win both of them, but that means now we have to beat Spurs. But
why really? We're not winning both of these?
Yes. Now, don't get me wrong. I kind of, when he said it, I think it was more he was saying that because they'd done their predictions, and he had put the Arsenal Spurs game down as a draw.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's where but still, there's just absolutely no excuse for a team trying to win the Premier League to go the way to not just the bottom team, but one of the worst teams ever to play in the Premier League, and especially like being not gifted a goal, but having the perfect start, scoring after 4 minutes, and not pushing on after that. The old adage of us stopping playing after we score, like it's so infuriating.
At the beginning of the season, our defense was our thing. Our defense was, that's fine. Even if we're playing shit, we'll win this one easy. No dramas. So right. Anyway, so what are people? How are people feeling on here? So on Blue Sky, Mr. C the Gooner, let ourselves down. Yeah, indeed. And Hans Lejeune, washed away. And then the ellipses. He's having trouble with 3 again, but yeah, it was washed away. We don't seem to be playing. He noticed that we play shit in the rain. I think we're just playing shit at the moment. Right on Threads, Mr. Andronason, more drop points. Yeah, Danny Mast, shameful, pathetic, embarrassing. Yeah, all of the above. Sam 13 Jaws, absolute fucking shambles. Yeah. Anna Mac 1886, no, not again. And then Groovy Cathers 2, we fucked up. We did indeed. And how is the ever so calm and reflective Grove WhatsApp group doing? So if I can get to it very quickly. So this is great. Oh God! Since I sent it out, there's been about 1,000,001 messages. I need to do a search for word. There we go. Okay, let's see. Oh, here we go. Shit from Owen. Yeah. Noel McAday bottling it again. I hate the word bottling it, but I can't deny it. It feels like it.
Trying to cut across the 3-word review, but if we don't win the league this season, this will be the only time in the last 4 league seasons that we've bottled it. We will have bottled this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Shanice, always the bridesmaid. Best in, second again. LA. Normie, not now, Tabs. Mads, man oh man. Matt Ilsley. This is a bit of a joke or a bit of a hard-earned point because I put that in the description of the Brentford game when I did the socials, and then I posted it. So and then there was a bit of a joke today about that. So yeah, hard-earned point. Thank you, Matt. That was very well played. Alex Munro, absolutely fuck off. Yeah. Alistair, oh dear God. And I think that is it. And yeah, if you can say if what you is one word, mine was when I screened what you fucking doing. And there we go. All right, so there we go. So look, okay, we're not going to be doing a pod between now and the Tottenham game. So let's do a little bit of a preview of that. So, and it was going to be a fun one. It was going to be a good one. Because
before you jump onto that, there's another comment there from a Wenger faithful. He says, we bought players who can apparently play multiple positions, yet we make subs like for like and no shape change. Has Arteta become too risk averse?
He's always been risk averse, and this was the point. But he made the changes at 2-1. It's how you start the game. Okay, it's how you end the game, how you start the game. But he can't account for people just being shit and not doing what they're meant to do. I don't know. What do you think? But we all know he's always risk averse.
Yeah, he is very risk averse. But like you can't you can't legislate for how poor some of the players were today. Like,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah. I was trying to work out what shape could he make when you're winning. And this is what I thought at 2-1. Again, we shouldn't be worrying about this. You know, do we start to shut up shop? Yeah, you know, bring on Nordgaard, you know, for Zubimendi, just because because it's just something different that they're, you know, it's not a defensive move as such, but yeah, just bring on Nordgaard for Zubimendi. Just maybe say, okay, if we can't get that second goal, maybe anticipate, you know what, this isn't something's not right here. This isn't our day. Let's let me read the game. So I'll bring Nordgaard on instead of Zubimendi. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so many things wrong, but yeah, thank you for that, Wenger faithful. It makes sense. I don't think there was much of a shape change. Yeah, he's never one for changing shape. It's always going to be 4-3-3. So it's just about, you know, whether you be more aggressive or defensive in that. So, but again, Eze didn't do anything when he came on. But again, it's one of those ones when you come on, no one took the ball, no one took the game by the scruff of the neck, because apart from Declan Rice, but he's you know, he didn't do it like he normally does. So no, you just expect it more as a collective. That's all for me. So there we go. So okay, so yeah, it was going to be a fun preview of Tottenham about how shit they were and all the rest.
And then you just bet how shit we are.
Yeah, well, we've done that one. So look, we played them 4:30 on Sunday. And maybe this is, you know, maybe no, not that we need this. I don't know. Maybe a game like this where, you know, you're playing the North London derby, you know, against rivals. Maybe it's more than just the Championship at stake, the Premier League at stake. So yeah. So I don't know. How do you think we approach this? How do you think, you know, in terms of, I think not having Havertz is a massive miss. Again, he's such a difference maker to our team. I don't think we realised, but it's like he hasn't had a pre-season. He's basically come in. He's had no pre-season. He's going to sort of you know, break a little bit and bring him back up together. But how do you think we approach this in terms of team? Do we change anything, knowing who Spurs are, how Spurs are, but also the fact that it's a North London derby?
Yeah, I mean, you could be right in that maybe we need a game that is more kind of, you know, thunder and bluster, if you like, than overly tactical. Like, so my brain is literally fried after that game tonight. I can't even think straight. But I think he has to in the next few days, they could be the most crucial 3 or 4 days in Arsenal's season, in Arsenal's league season, seeing how he can lift this group of players who have, for the last few months, for the last, I'd say 4, 5, 6 games haven't been great. We could see that. Probably again a little bit of fatigue setting in, mental fatigue and physical fatigue. So the next few days, I think, are huge. And if we don't beat Spurs, I think it's become a must win. Like, you could have excused the draw against Spurs. Purely, we all know Spurs are shit.
So Wolves.
Yeah, it's all Wolves. But that, yeah, but we know that these that the North London derby's form goes completely out the window, and so he has to approach it all guns blazing. I think. Oh, he's back.
He's back.
And like I'm trying to think who he plays. For the most part, I think our team is very functional until a lot of it stops when we get into the forward line. Like, Gyokeres was anonymous today. He was really poor. Martinelli, I don't know, like moments of good play, but
he just can't do low blocks. He's not the player for a low block.
And like, we were forced into playing Saka and having Nani on the right. Nani probably was the best out of our 3 attackers today. But I'm trying to think, like, who do you play against Spurs now? Like, Jesus did nothing when he came on. We we have a problem up there, I think. And I know we still scored a lot of goals this season, but it's not just sometimes it's just not functional. Not functional.
We don't have we don't really have an attack of note. I think up until Calafiori got injured, I think we had a good attacking threat, and I think since he came out of the team and he's been bit part, we haven't, and we just don't have, you know, we don't have that player that just pulls it out when everything else is crap. Yeah, we're very egalitarian. We share it. So Madueke's had a few goals recently before that, and now Saka hadn't scored in 15 until today, and then beforehand Trossard had a bit of a streak, and then Gyokeres had this bit of a streak. But there's no one in the team you go, right, we need a goal, he's going to get us a goal. We don't have that player. The reason why Spurs were battling to be a top club for so long is they had Harry Kane. Everyone else around them was pretty pants. But you have Harry Kane in your team, you can go a long way. And this is the thing, when you're an egalitarian attack or spread the load or whatever, then you don't have that one person that you can rely on to step up. And then we're missing the creativity isn't there. It's just not functioning. Again, there was a bit that summed up, if we're going back to today's game, the 85th to the 90th minute summed up that game. There was the moment where I wrote it down. I mean, there was that corner where they had no idea who was doing what, and ended up being Rice doing an out. No, he was passed it to Eze, and they looked confused. And then there was that one where they threw it to Timber, and Timber just booted away. And then there was the throw in that just, it was like, there was that period. And then Trossard runs into the middle pitch, gives it away. And it just sort of like, our brains are scrambled.
Yeah. Just like mine right now. And I think you're right. I know you're right about Havertz. He unlocks us. He completely unlocks us, I think. And I took a lot of stick over the last few seasons about Havertz. I've praised him to high heaven. Yes, he misses easy chances sometimes, but his general play, he unlocks us. And missing somebody like him, I know he doesn't always play, or hasn't since he's come back really played up top, but missing somebody like him is huge, I think.
And this is also where the Marino injury is just, I think again, another game for him. You bring him on, for him, and everyone's still not sure what he is, but we can feel comfortable with him, and we know, we can see, we don't know what he is, but we can see what he does, if you see what I mean. So, I mean, look, for North London derby, they say Odegaard may be back, and I think if he is back, then he plays. Havertz possibly, but I don't think they'll start him. So it's like, maybe Ben White, and I don't know. Timber has been brilliant defensively, but even then, he just looked again shattered in moments today. As in that 85th minute, there was some really weird play, just giving the ball away. Just no, so maybe bring White in. We're White, Saliba, Big G, Calafiori, Hincapié, I don't care. One or the other. And even then, with their goal today, it could easily have ricocheted off his knee and gone wide. And brilliant, well done on the goal line. That's how the Champions League won. But no, it hits his knee, then hits the post and goes in. So, the fucking luck. So then in the middle, it's going to be Rice, Zubimendi, I say Odegaard, and then Saka, whoever, and Trossard. If there's no concussion protocol with Trossard, because I'm assuming that's why he went off.
Yeah.
So look, as for Spurs, so this, I was going to take the mickey. Big Ange confirmed that they're not a big club. Well, whoops they do. It is nuts that they are 16th this season. That, given what happened to them last season, look what's happened to Man United. At least they've made up for their shortfalls, and they've started to string something together. But Tottenham are still really bad, and yes, they've had injuries, but so what? It's if Arsenal didn't fuck up so much today, it'd be really funny. But I haven't got it in me to laugh too much at them, because even though I'd much rather be in our position and we're still top and we're not 16th, and I don't believe they're in a relegation battle. I think there's 3-4 teams worse than them. It's funny to see them there, but do you think they're in a relegation battle? Genuinely?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I really do.
Okay.
Like if we beat them on Sunday and who do West Ham have this weekend? Not too sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll find out very quickly.
And I still I do agree with you that the teams below them are
Bournemouth at home. Bournemouth at home. And Nottingham Forest have Liverpool at home.
Like if we beat Spurs and West Ham beat Bournemouth, they're only 2 points outside the relegation zone, and weird things happen as we're experiencing when pressure's on. So I don't think they'll go down, but I do think they're in a relegation battle.
Yeah, I mean, look, in their last 10 games, they've won 1, which was 1-0 away to Crystal Palace on December the 28th. They've drawn 4. Yeah, the 2-2 against Man City, then 2 away at Burnley, 1-1 against Sunderland, and 0-0 against Brentford. They've lost 5. The latest one was losing 2-1 at home to Newcastle, and they've scored 14, let in 18. But again, it sort of means nothing. Look, again, we've just played Wolves, so they aren't very good. They're lying 16th, on 29 points. Forest on 27, West Ham on 24. So maybe they are in a relegation battle, but I think cliche alert, form goes out the window, and look, they're gonna the Newcastle result was unfortunately the one that straw that broke the camel's back, and Arsenal Silver member Thomas Frank was sacked. He departed with the lowest points per game of any Tottenham boss in the Premier League, and look, to me, it's more Tottenham's problems and not the managers. They brought in Mourinho and Conte, big names, failed. Pragmatic Nuno and Frank, failed. Ange, okay, he won them a second-rate European trophy, but he was a failure. So I don't think the managers are the problem. I think there's a lot structurally wrong with that club, but long may it continue. So they appointed Croatian Igor Tudor, I think he's interim manager, and I think they're waiting for Pochettino after the World Cup, after the US duties, but I think he's interim manager. But he was sacked by Juventus earlier this season. After leading him into a crappy position in the league, and I have no idea. Not sure. I don't think anyone knows too much about him. I tried to do a bit of research. I think his preference is for a 3 at the back, so a 3-4-2-1. He's saying all the right things in the press conferences, but also making excuses about injuries. But I think at least the Tottenham will be a bit more invigorated, because of, and they'll see this result, so they'll realize, and they'll see what happened at City, so they'll realize, look, even if things do go badly, it's not over till it's over. Yeah, I mean, what do you make of him as manager, or does it really matter? What do you make of Tottenham coming up, having sacked him, and look, and they got a ton of injuries. Richarlison may be back, Porro may be back, but Kudus is out, Bentancur out, Bergvall out, Maddison out, Kulusevski out, Danso out, Udogie out, Christian Romero suspended, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Ben Davies out, and Odobert out. So what do you make of Tottenham, new manager? Yeah.
Did you just ask me what do I think of Tottenham?
Yeah. I said, what do you make of Tottenham? We know shit. But but Jenny, is there still a chance that they could turn us over?
Well, if they do, it'll be because of us and not because of them. Yeah. The sum total of what I know about Igor Tudor is what you've just told me. I know nothing about him. Other than he's a journeyman manager. Everybody knows that he's just there until they get their full-time manager during the summer. Am I a bit gutted that any new managers come in just before they play us? Yes. Am I a bit gutted now that they have or will have had like 11, 12 days to prepare for us? Yes. Are we much better than them? Yes. But am I worried that we won't beat them on Sunday? Yes.
Yeah.
Purely because of what just happened tonight. I just hope, my hope is that tonight galvanizes the lads. They need to look each other in the eye and ask themselves, are we going to throw this away? Are we got all the hard work?
Yeah, but that was Man United, wasn't it? That was be the one. And actually, I thought losing to Man United was the better thing because we could have swept our draw under the carpet. How many times do we get galvanized?
I don't know, but they
Yeah.
need to do it. They need to do it, and they need to do it quick.
Yeah.
Like this weekend, everybody knows we're a much better team than Tottenham, individually, tactically, and overall as a team. But football doesn't work that way, as we've just found out. I would have been worried about this weekend and the next few weeks, even if we'd have won 2-1 tonight.
Yes.
Way we
Yeah.
played.
But at least we had a bit of a safety blanket of 7 points. Okay.
Yeah.
So, look, in terms of new manager bouts, I mean, he does seem to start off well. That seems to be the thing. Like first 10 games, he tends to win about 6 of those matches. That means he obviously loses and draws 4s. Overall, he's he's managed 332 games. He's got a win percentage of 46%. So he's won 152, but lost 103 and drawn 77. So you're right. He is a journeyman. And I looked up some stuff and I found that Oliver Holt had done an article and it was titled "Igor Tudor is a managerial non-entity who's had 12 jobs in 11 years and whose sole trophy is the Croatian Cup." He goes on to say Igor Tudor's 7-month reign at Juventus came to an end last October after an 8-match winless run in all comps, left the old lady 8th in Serie A and 25th in the league phase of the Champions League. The truth is that Spurs have entrusted their top flight survival to a here today, gone tomorrow serial underachiever who has won 1 trophy in 13 years as a club manager, and that was the Croatian Cup with Hajduk Split in 2013. They have not, it would be fair to say, gone for the cream of the crop. If Tudor's managerial record has to be described as uneven, that would be distinctly generous for a boss who has gone through Hajduk Split, PAOK Salonika from Greece, Kadıkspor, Galatasaray, Udinese, Verona, Marseille, Lazio, Juventus. So they're winning, aren't they? 3-0.
Yeah. The Igor Tudor bounce.
Yeah, the Eagles. Jesus Christ. So look, they are a depleted team. They're a shit team. We have to look. If we don't win, then I'm not saying it's done, but it's not done. It's not done. But geez, all my eggs will be. We're a cup team.
It's so hard to analyze an upcoming game that we know will have so much of the emotion that it'll have after a game like tonight, because we all would have thought we were going into that game 7 points clear, and with a resounding victory or a good, positive victory tonight. Tonight's turned everything on its head, everything. So all the positivity and the confidence we've had, for me anyway, right now, this is not me saying we're gonna fuck it all away, we're not winning anything, but the immediate confidence for the next few weeks has just left me completely after tonight.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and we could go on and win our next 5 games. I don't know how it's going to pan out, but it's hard to analyze such a big game like the NLD after such a despondent performance tonight.
Yeah, I agree. We just had one more 3-word review. What is it? Stig of the 6. A fucking embarrassment. Yep, there we go. just to rub it in. Look, I mean, we've got a good record there. I mean, we've won our last 3 away. Overall, in the last 9 in the Prem, we've won 7, lost 1, drawn 1, scored 20 against 11. We haven't lost since the 12th of May when Holding got sent off and there was that dodgy pen. So again, on paper, everything suggests that we should win. What are we doing? This is who's come on? Sinead Whelan. This is what we do. Fuck up against the likes of Wurs and go and smash Spurs at White Hart Lane. Come on. There we go. There's the spirit. That's the spirit, Sinead. Thank you very much for that.
That's my cousin Sinead. Who's actually mourning the loss of the coronet tonight.
Oh yes, indeed. It's something's up with the lease. Either someone's not paid the rent, basically. There's going to be a lot of people disappointed and having to find places to go. So that'll be an interesting one. But look, okay. yeah, maybe the North London derby is what we need after today. Maybe we need to just go and win that one, forget about the league, just go and beat Tottenham to lift some spirits. But it's just going to continue to be horrible and things like that, and maybe Champions League or Premier League, Ian.
Well, we've had this conversation many times, and I've always said Premier League, and I still stick by that. Like, I'll be devastated if we don't win the league this year. Absolutely devastated. Like, considering the chances that we've had, as we spoke about earlier, to move. Like, at one point we could have been 11 points ahead of Man
12,
City.
yeah, 11, 12, yeah. Right.
And here we are. Like I can't understand how we've gotten here. And I know these things happen throughout a season. Imagine if the internet existed, at Anfield '89. I mean, the games leading up to that, when we drew with Derby and lost Wimbledon or something like that.
Drew at Derby. Is it lost against Derby, drew against Wimbledon, was it? Or something like that.
And they were the two of the last three games of the season. Whereas had we won either of them, we would have won the league pretty much without that. We wouldn't change a thing with Anfield '89, obviously, but like, so it's not over. You know what I mean? It's like it's not as though we've just drawn a game and City have two games in hand.
Yeah,
they're a point ahead of us.
It's still in our hands.
It's completely in our hands. But my Lord, do we need to fucking buck up our ideas, and we need to grasp it this season again. Like, we had it in our hands, and we need to go grab it again, like we did early on in the season. I don't know what has to happen or what has to be said in that dressing room, but they all need to have a cop on.
Yeah,
and grab it.
Our hands at the moment feel like they're made out of spaghetti, and that's cooked way. It doesn't matter. It's cooked or raw, brittle, or
matter.
Or have anything. So it's shit. But yeah. So go on. What's your score prediction?
15-0 to Arsenal. I don't even know. Anymore. I would say I'm going to go with a very nervy 2-1 win.
Okay. I'm going to go for a fuck off 3-0 win. I don't know. Just fuck this 3-0. I don't know. I'm just going for 3-0, just for like that. And look, it was interesting. You said fever pitch. Yeah, it was Valentine's over the weekend, and my wife my wife posted on Facebook. She's 50, so she's allowed. She said something about how she was. I started quoting Colin Firth, and she got disappointed that the fact that it wasn't Darcy from Mr. Darcy from Sense and Sensibility, but it was the character, I've forgotten the guy's name now, from Fever Pitch.
Yeah. What a movie.
Yeah, exactly. Like quoting I think it was like when he got upset when he didn't get the job, and would you think I'd be this upset about Poxy job? We've just lost to whatever. So basically, yeah, Karen says, "Are you all right?" I said, "No, fucking not."
Yeah. I actually think that line that he says in the movie, it was about one of the results we just spoke about, like losing the derby.
Yeah. Oh no, the best line is when someone comes knocking at the door when it's Liverpool. She comes knocking at the door, and he goes to her, and would you please just fuck off? You've gone through the most horrible moment of my life.
And he doesn't know it's her.
Oh, it doesn't know exactly. Yeah, that's roughly sums up how I'm feeling. So look, it's good that we can end on a bit of a joke, because if we don't, I'm going to start crying severely. I'm gonna go and find something, wallow in chocolate and watch it. I don't know what I'm going to do at the moment. So, but anyway, thank you, Ian, for joining me. I don't find this hasn't been cathartic. It's still shit, but at least we've had a bit of a laugh towards the end, and we've got Tottenham to look forward to. So thank you, Ian, for that. Thank you for joining.
You're very welcome, Taz. Thank you.
And no worries. And look, we will be doing another hot off the pitch after the North London derby. Hopefully that will be a more fun and enjoyable one. Thank you for your 3-word reviews. You can find us at the Grove AFC on Blue Sky Threads, Instagram, TikTok, all the socials. If you like what you hear, then please give us a follow, give us a subscribe on our YouTube channel, on the podcast feeds. Give us a 5-star rating. Just helps us get get noticed and into the ears of the people who aren't so lucky as yourselves. So there we go. Thank you for listening. And until the next time, it's not over. It's not over. Not until the rotund female starts warbling. And until then, come on, you Gunners.